Jason Tatum actually spoke on him being drafted, and
Yeah.
he was disappointed that the Lakers actually didn't have any interest in him, but then Magic Johnson actually refuted that. And this is why I'm always saying, man, podcasting with the players, this landscape right now in the media, it's interesting, man. But
Yeah, one of them's lying.
yeah, one of them's lying. I think Magic Johnson is lying, 100%. But first, let's take a look at what Tatum had to say. We're gonna play it real
Yeah.
quick.
Listen, we know where you win the draft, but did you think you was going number one?
I think Boston was just perfect.
No, I mean, it definitely worked out. The narrative was consensus that Markelle was going number one. And when the Lakers got the second pick, it was like Lonzo was going two. So the Celtics had the number one pick at the time. They came to watch me in Phoenix. So Phoenix was 4. I work out for all of them. They come watch me. But then somebody, I ain't gonna say his name, but somebody on the Celtics front office was like, yo, one of the best workouts I've seen. Good luck in your career. But, we got the number one pick. We probably not gonna pick you. So at the time, I was like, for me, I grew up a Kobe fan. Like, I always wanted to play for the Lakers.
Don't do it.
For them to have the number 2 pick, and it was like it wasn't even a thought that I was going to get drafted. That was kind of devastating. So I never worked out for the Lakers. They never came to watch me work out. It was like a week before the draft. Philly and Boston traded the third and one pick. And I wanted to go to Phoenix. Phoenix had the 4th pick. Errol Watson was the coach. I went out there. I was looking at houses. The weather was nice. They had a young team. I was like, man, I'm going to go get the play.
Facts.
And then I remember Coach K was like, yo, Boston want to have you for a second workout. You should go. And I'm like, Coach, like, they just came off the Eastern Conference Finals. They got a veteran team. Like, I'm probably not going to play. And he was raving about Brad Stevens. He was like, Brad's one of the best coaches in the league. And I remember I went up to Boston like 3 days before the draft. I had another workout. But, the rest was history, and it all worked out.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Now, before we play Magic's version of the story, off rip, man, because we all know Tatum. Tatum loved Kobe, man. He showed that text. He loved the Lakers. And remember the Lonzo Ball marketing, man. His father fucking marketed the shit out of him, and he kind of manifested that the Lakers was gonna choose him. That marketing was undeniable for Lonzo Ball.
UCLA, Chino Hills,
Yeah,
LA. LA kid.
I think Magic Johnson had fell for it, and he didn't end up doing his research. That sounded like some Lakers shit. It sounded like some Lakers shit.
The Lakers wanted another commercial success.
Exactly, they fall in love with the storyline.
Yeah.
Instead of looking at the raw talent, and it made them look bad as a franchise. Like, how you not check out the other top talents in the draft because you so focused on one person?
Yeah.
Shit made no sense. But
you could have focused on De'Aaron. You could have focused on, obviously Jason Tatum,
facts.
Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's in the draft.
Yeah, he was in that draft, but like let's be honest, like
nobody expected that.
Yeah, nobody expected that. That was just one of those picks. But Magic was asked about it. Let's see what Magic had to say.
I wanted to address something because I didn't want us to go without addressing what Jason Tatum said, and I wanted to make sure I addressed it first on your show, Eddie. When he said that he was sorry or upset that the Lakers didn't I think draft him or take a look at him. No, we took a look at him. I was the president. But the problem was, Eddie, we were top heavy in forwards. I couldn't take him because we had Brandon Ingram, who was only in his second year, Julius Randle, Larry Nance Jr. So I had already too many forwards. There was already problems because they all wanted to play, right? And so if I took another forward, we would never see this Tatum if he had ended up with the Lakers, because he would have been sitting on that bench because we were already had Julius and Brandon Ingram starting, right? So I'm just happy that we needed a point guard at that time. And that's why we took Lonzo Ball, and we didn't need the locker room to have any problems with another young forward. But I'm happy what's happened for Jason because he's been amazing with the Celtics. And so I wanted to address that and let him know, yes, we looked at him, but his agent also didn't want us to work him out because he didn't want him to end up with the Lakers because we are already top heavy with forwards. And that's why they wouldn't work out for us. See, I was there, so I can tell Jason what really happened. His agent didn't want him to work out for us because he knew it wasn't a good situation because we already had too many forwards.
Who do you believe, man? Yo,
I think it's it. Well, I think Magic's bullshitting a little bit, bro.
yeah, I think
I
he's
don't really know
bullshitting
about the
too.
manager story. Maybe that is true, but I think the whole idea of they had too many forwards, it just seems like bullshit. Because I think
Yeah,
the Celtics had a lot of forwards. Well, they were already going after Gordon Hayward that offseason. They
correct.
had Jake
That's a good
Crowder on
point.
that team before they traded him to Cleveland. The Avery Bradley too. They had a lot of forwards on that team too.
Marcus Smart
Yo,
was at
Jalen
times
Williams.
he was a small forward playing that position.
Yeah, and you had a young Jalen Brown, so they had a lot of forwards.
Yeah, and also Magic was the one to bring it up on that segment. He brought it up. They never. It's not even his show, and he brought it up to them. He was like, "Let me address this." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's how you know he's trying to clear up the air for the Lakers brand, because I think it looks bad that the Lakers did not investigate other talent because they don't have to
Yeah.
pick Tatum. What they could have done is leverage the Tatum pick, swap it out for, let's say, the 3rd overall pick. They could have got another asset,
Yeah.
swapped out the Tatum pick, say we're thinking about picking Tatum. What do you think, Boston? Or what do you think, another franchise? We're willing to trade you the pick. You give us something else, and then we'll take your pick, and we'll end up picking Lonzo anyway. The fact that they never did no investigation or even an attempt like that, it says a lot, man. Like, and we seen it. We seen how it played out. Magic Johnson, didn't he walk away from the Lakers when he was the general manager? Like that whole scuffle with Jeannie Buss, them going back and forth with the whole LeBron fiasco. It's a mess over there, man. Him beefing with Rob Pelinka too. People saying Magic wasn't in power, like.
And then you had Kurt Rambis involved, Phil Jackson. It was just weird.
Yeah,
Kurt
it was
Rambis'
weird.
wife.
His whole tenure over there was weird.
I think he's bullshitting with the forward argument because every team at that time had a bunch of forwards. I don't see anything. He should just admit he was short-sighted at that point.
They definitely were. They bought into the Lonzo Ball and his father hyping him up, the LA homegrown kid. They bought into the storyline. And you see it play out, this past summer with them drafting Bronny James instead of improving that shit roster that they already
James,
had.
in fairness, isn't a lottery pick. We're talking about a pure lottery pick in this argument.
Yeah, but we've seen how much this team falls in love with the storyline. Like, I can understand the Lakers chose Bronny and the team, didn't have a lot of draft picks, or they had enough players where they could build upon what they did the previous season, but they had holes in their roster. They barely made any free agency moves. And we seen one of the biggest phone calls. Oh, don't draft Bronny. We're hearing different stories of the Lakers call teams, don't draft Bronny and da-da-da-da. We're hearing a lot of effort to secure Bronny James, but we didn't hear a lot of effort of them securing free agents to fill up that bench, or what they're going to do. Could they trade up in the draft? We didn't hear about nothing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're addicted to. They love the storyline, man. It makes them money, and now we see the jersey sales with Bronny James. What, they made $50 million in jersey sales with him?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The first game was a big deal.
Yeah. So we see the pattern with this. We see the pattern with the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah.
We definitely do, and it's not far fetched that these guys fall in love with the storyline, and in this scenario right here, it wouldn't shock me if Magic Johnson fell in love with the storyline of Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, he was promoting the idea of having Lonzo's jersey eventually hanged up in the rafters of LA.
Yep. And his father is good. I give his father credit because his father got his other son that didn't make the NBA. He was the only one in that draft that had a commercial. Nobody else had a commercial, but yet they made the NBA. The guy that didn't make the league actually had commercials during the draft. Can you believe that shit?
Yeah.
That's how good the father was with the fucking marketing. He was on point.
Yeah. Oh, he was awesome.
Yeah, but Magic, man. Magic was going through all kinds of turmoil when he was leaving the Lakers. Well, I forgot, man. He got into a beef with Pelinka, right? He was blaming Pelinka.
Yeah. He threw him under the bus.
Yeah, and in a way he kind of threw Genie under the bus too. Like the way he left, it was so public. Magic Johnson steps down.
He left in the middle of the season.
Yeah. It was so public, man.
I remember he traded Zubac for Mike Muscala. Oh man, that trade pissed me off.
Yeah, it's like, and then at the same time, they acted like Magic recruited LeBron. LeBron was going there anyway, man. Come on, brother. Like the Lakers, man. I'm telling you, after LeBron retires, and the Lakers actually have to have the responsibility of putting together a team that could compete.
Yeah,
they're in trouble. They're gonna be in trouble because they're not even ready for that. They're not ready for that. And it wouldn't shock me if Genie sells that fucking team. Because if the Lakers can't win, you know, LA is kind of like New York and Chicago and Boston and Philly. If the Lakers ain't winning after a certain time, the fan base is going to be wondering, like, what the fuck?
yeah, but Chicago and New York have more of a loyal fan base than LA.
Nah, not when it comes to the Lakers. The people that are born and live there, they fuck. It's a Laker town, man. They fuck
I know
with the
that,
Lakers.
but I don't know. The Knicks fan base, bro, you guys ate shit, but still the attendance were sold out.
True, but it's the same thing in LA.
But do Lakers, let's be like, when you look at the Lakers crowd, Chicago crowd is vibrant. That's no doubt about that. LA crowd isn't very vibrant.
Yeah, but they fuck with the logo. They fuck with the
They
Lakers.
fuck with the idea of being at a Lakers game, but it isn't like genuine. Like, I fucking love this team. It's just like we have free time and it's cool to be sharing a room with like Kim Kardashian.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. LA is actually a basketball town. Like, we gotta give LA way more props than that. Cause I know the East Coast gets all the rep, but because they have that reputation of being such basketball fanatics. But when it comes to the Lakers and the expectation, just like the Yankees, of winning, yeah, LA is like that type of town. They have that same expectations because you can tell, because when LeBron had first showed up to LA, they asked him more about how is he gonna win championships now. They weren't like, the media didn't spend too long being all excited. Oh, LeBron, you're with us now. Nah, they got right down to business. Like, yo, we're about winning. How you gonna win here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they automatically dropped the same expectations that he had to win in Miami. They kind of dropped that on his lap off rip. Even though he knew he only had Kyle Kuzma and all these guys, the media, they approached him on some like, yo,
LeBron
you need to win
went
here.
to the Charlotte Hornets, he'd have the same expectations, bro.
Nah, not to that degree. Nah, not to that degree.
Come on, he went to the trash-ass Cleveland Cavaliers, and they were like, all right, LeBron, when are we winning a title?
No, that pressure was because of him. He was trying to be the GOAT. That pressure was always on him. He created that pressure.
I disagree, bro. I think LeBron could have went anywhere and he'd skip the pressure of like going to the finals.
No,
that's fucking LeBron.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Oh, 100%.
Charlotte. If he went to Charlotte, you think that fan base would ever turn on LeBron if he put on a Charlotte Hornets jersey for 4 years?
Like, you were telling me like Stephen A. Smith and these guys, like, we're talking big media. You don't think they're gonna put the pressure on LeBron to win a title? Hell yeah, they would have.
I don't know. In Charlotte, listen.
Yeah,
listen.
That's LeBron, bro. LeBron is LeBron. Like, LeBron could go to like Pakistan and play, but everyone would expect him to win.
Nah, I don't think so. Because the thing is, you have to look at it like this. There's certain franchises that have that aura. There's the Yankees, there's Manchester United, and there's the Lakers and the Celtics. They have that championship expectation.
Yeah, but I don't think like Lakers was a foreign expectations for LeBron James, to keep it real.
Yeah, it is, because that's Kobe's the one that kind of carried the mantle of that championship expectation. There's multiple interviews where he talks about it's the Laker way. It's the Laker way to expect a championship.
Yes, but LeBron has been expected to win a championship since 2007.
No. But you're talking about LeBron. I'm talking about the Laker. Putting on a Laker jersey means something. It means winning.
It does mean something, of course.
No, it means winning. Not every franchise is like that. Not even the Miami Heat is like that. You don't put on Miami Heat and expect winning is an expectation. Pat Riley's the one that sets that expectation. That's different. We're talking about the Lakers and the Celtics. When you put on that jersey, yeah, you're expected to win. Those are winning like the Yankees. You can't just put on a Yankee jersey and think you're just, I'll just have a good regular season. No, You got a Yankee jersey on. You got a Laker jersey. That means winning. Those things mean winning.
But I do view there's a lot more breathing room playing in LA than New York or like New York or Chicago. Because New York are the most dogmatic fan base, right? We've seen like New York get tough. Like boo even Carmelo Anthony out the building and when shit got tough. But you don't really see that in LA. Like Kobe, when those years where the Lakers sucked, you didn't see Kobe get booed out the building.
He didn't get booed because he represented the winning well. Because he had that he understand like, oh, he can't just get no pat in the back for making the finals. Like you see how the LeBron pundits give him credit for showing up to the finals. If they did the same thing for Kobe would actually get in an interview and be like, making the finals don't mean nothing. That's the difference. He would actually say that. Of players. No, yeah, but he would actually say that. Like, you don't understand, like, bro, the Lakers, there's an expectation.
Franchise. Yeah.
Like, even Shaq. Perfect example. Yeah. Even Shaq faced it. When Shaq was struggling to, like, make the finals with the Lakers before they broke through, yeah, he was getting criticized like a motherfucker.
Yeah, of course.
He was getting criticized like hell, but that's because the jersey he was wearing. Playing for the Lakers, you got Kareem, you got all these legendary players, man. Like, it's the same thing for the Yankees. You got Babe Ruth.
Well, it's a big shoes to fill. Like, I'm not gonna argue that.
Those are big, but that's the expectation of wearing that jersey. See, the Yankees. Look at the Yankees in their stadium. Look at their Memorial Park. Look at all the legends that's there. That's the expectation, bro. It's the same thing for the Lakers. When you look up the Lakers rafters, you see Kobe with 2 jerseys. You see Kobe is not even, when you look at the Lakers rankings, Kobe's probably not even a top 5 Laker. That's the craziest part. Bro. Kobe's probably not even a top 5 Laker, bro. Like you could make an argument. You could just make it. It's a valid argument. I have him
as the second greatest Laker of all time.
But it's a valid argument when you look at the list of players that was there. You can't say like that. That's blasphemous. It could be a valid argument. Like, no, it could be a reasonable argument. That's how many legendary players that they've had.
But who would you make an argument over Kobe?
Magic Johnson.
No, beside Magic, because I have Magic as 1.
Jerry West, Kareem. You could say these guys.
No, I wouldn't put Jerry West in there.
But that's the thing, though. But it's still a valid argument. All the finals that he's made. Yeah, they have players. They have players, man. Let me look up the Laker legends, bro. It's even Kareem. It's hard to say that. It's valid. It's valid. Wait, hold on. If someone from a different generation said Kareem is better than Kobe, it's very hard to like. We're not saying it's true. We're saying that argument is valid. Like you can have that argument.
Or all time, like in achievements. Achievements, they can make an argument that Kareem's better. I won't even argue it.
Mano a mano, okay, that too. But you can, when you put the mano a mano for their talents and what they brought to the game, it's a valid. We're not saying the person is right, but it's a good argument to have.
But
because that's how. Wait, I'm just saying this is how high the standard is for the Lakers. That they have players when LeBron has showed up, that you could still make a valid argument that they've had guys that are on his level. And it's more than 5 of them. You could say Shaq in 2000, and you could say Shaq from 2000 to 2002 or 3 was on LeBron's level, and it's a valid argument. We're not saying it's right, but the argument's valid. You could look at Shaq's dominance, winning MVP. He won 3 straight finals MVP, and a regular season MVP. It's a decent argument to have.
Bro, but the argument I'm making is wearing the gold and purple uniform, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about Kareem. I'm not counting Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's achievement in the Milwaukee Bucks uniform. Nor am I counting LeBron James and Cleveland and Miami. Just pure purple and gold. I don't know who else you could say had better achievements. Just wearing the pure purple and gold than Kobe and Magic.
No, you could say Magic, Shaq, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem. Right there. That alone right there. We're not saying it's right, but it's like the Yankees. People, an old timer could walk in and say they were better Yankees than Derek Jeter. He may not be right, but it's a decent argument to have. It's a decent argument because that's how many legends the Yankees have had.
Yeah.
Let's say Aaron Judge, right? Aaron Judge right now for the Yankees. If someone else from a different era comes and say they've been better Yankees, that person doesn't sound like he's saying some crazy shit. It's like,
no, because it's like
he could make an argument. That's
because it's a decades thing, like
yeah, but some franchises, but not every franchise is like that. How many franchises from another baseball team you could say has had as many legends as the Yankees?
The Red Sox.
All right, the Red Sox is another old time, but as many legends as the Yankees?
Nobody.
Yeah, but to me, in the NBA, it's the Lakers and the Celtics. They have, but to me, the Lakers are number one. The Lakers have the most. Like just look at the names: Elgin Baylor, Shaq, Magic Johnson, Jerry West, Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Wilt Chamberlain. And I didn't even get up to the other guys, man.
If you look at other franchises, you know who's the clear-cut best player. Like if you look at Dallas, you're gonna bring up Dirk Nowitzki. If you bring up Pistons, Isaiah Thomas. Chicago, Michael Jordan. New York,
I'd even bring up Bob. Like you could, like all I'm saying is that we're not saying these guys are better. We're saying the Lakers is a different standard. It's almost like
that's what I mean. Like when you talk about all-time discussions, right? Like all-time discussions, like especially like Laker discussion. If I go to like someone who's born in the 70s, he's gonna tell me like Magic, Kareem, whatever, right? If I go to someone born in the 50s, they're gonna tell me Wilt. If I go to someone who's like raised in 2000s basketball, Kobe or Shaq or Kobe.
Yeah, but that's not the argument. We're not.
Thing.
But you can never compare those players. They can never be better. What I'm saying, because it's different eras. What I'm saying is that these franchises have so many legendary players who have come in the past that it's a decent argument to say we've had, like as soon as LeBron walked into LA and walked into Staples Center or whatever it's called, Crypto Arena. As soon as LeBron walked in. It's valid for someone to say we've had better players. Someone could easily have said that. There's nowhere where LeBron could walk in. There's no other franchise, Cleveland, Miami, where someone could sit down and say we've had better players. But you can't say that. But the Laker fans, they can say that. They can say that.
Yeah, of course.
They can say it. They can say we've had Magic Johnson.
They could say they had better players. They can say we have had players who have achieved a lot more than like LeBron entering the building in.
They can say they've had better. They can actually. It's a valid argument. It's a valid argument. They can say
when
they've
you're
had
making
better.
these arguments, are you talking an all-time scale, or are you talking just purple and gold? Because what I mean is purple and gold.
Yeah, I'm talking about purple and gold. Yes.
Yeah, then what point are you disagreeing with me?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying is that I'm not talking about the all-time great. We're not saying the players
that's
better.
what I'm agreeing with you, because the Lakers are used to having Magic win championships, Kobe winning championships. So if LeBron doesn't achieve anything, it doesn't mean anything, even if he makes multiple All-Stars or All-NBA teams, because they've had players who won championships. Look at Kobe, Shaq, Magic, Kareem, Wilt.
No, but what I'm saying, the expectation when LeBron, as soon as he walks in the building, he never did nothing for the Lakers yet. They're the only franchise. They're really the only franchise in the NBA where if someone sat there, let's say Phil Jackson sat there and said, the Lakers have had better players than him. It's no one say the argument is right, but it's not far-fetched. It's not crazy for him to say that. That's all I'm saying. That's the only franchise where LeBron walks in the building and says, they've actually might have had better guys than me in here. Because these are some all-time guys that are in here. It's no joke. It's no joke. Kareem is no joke. Kareem in his prime is no joke. Wilt Chamberlain, all these guys, Jerry West, Kobe, Magic, Shaq in his prime, Elgin Baylor, Shaq in his prime, winning 3 back-to-back. Who was more dominant than Shaq while he was a Laker?
Nobody. But that's my point.
Have we ever seen LeBron dominate like that? No. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the first building.
What do you mean we never seen LeBron dominate like that?
I'm talking about Shaq's three-peat. Have you ever seen LeBron?
We just seen him go to like 7 straight finals.
We're talking about MVP 3 years in a row. We only seen Jordan achieve more than that. He did that 2
Finals
times.
MVP 3 years in a row. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can make that argument.
But what I'm saying is that
him and Jordan, who
as soon as he walks in the building, the Lakers is the only place. As soon as he walks in the building, someone's saying we've had better players than you. it's not like it's a crazy thing to say. That's what I'm
But you
saying.
could also,
No one's saying the players are better. I'm just saying, hey, we've had better players than you. LA is the only place really that can say that.
I think Boston can say that.
Yeah, Boston can say that too. But where else has LeBron has been in his playing career where he walks in the building and they don't say, oh, that's the best play we've ever had. Everywhere he's gone. But as soon as he walks into LA,
the best player.
But as soon as he walked that, and that's what I'm saying. When he first walked into LA, you should look at his first press conference because he was shocked how the media was already pressing him. Because I think that's the first time he understood, yo, there's a different expectation here. They're just not happy to have me here like in Cleveland or in Miami. They actually used to start. It's almost like the Yankees. The Yankees are used to stars coming through. But the fans are asking, like, yo, when are we going to win?
It's Hollywood. LA is Hollywood, of course. Like, there's stars everywhere in LA.
Hollywood got nothing to do with it, man. I'm telling you, it's the standard of that friend. The owner, Jim Buss, he set that. Same thing like the Yankees. The owner, Jerry Steinbrenner, set the standard. These guys set a standard. There's a standard in these places. These places are not just places you just go like, oh, I'm here and I'm gonna do my thing. It's like, no, there's a Kobe has had many interviews talking about that standard, that exact standard. There's a standard of being there. You just don't wear the jersey and be like, oh, I'm just gonna have a nice finals run and that's it. Like, no, it's like, are we winning or not? And there's not too many sports franchises where it's like that. To me, it's only Celtics. Really, to me, it's really only the Lakers, Yankees, and Manchester United.
You want to put Boston in that conversation?
I would put Boston in that, but they don't really have a culture of like a owner saying that. The Lakers have an owner who's been on that shit. The Yankees have an owner that's been on that shit.
Bro, honestly, even that shit is dying down. Like, where do you really see that thriving? Like, under Jeannie Buss, where do you see like?
That's what I'm saying. But he died, and now Jeannie Buss is slowly degrading that standard no longer exists.
Under Jim Buss, we saw 10 championships the Lakers won.
Yeah, but that standard now is dying because the money is more trickling in. The entertainment side is taking over. But when these things were more gladiator type events, there was a stand, like winning was a part of it.
Like outside of the COVID season, I don't really remember ever thinking like, yo, the Lakers are gonna, like, we're gonna make that push. The Lakers are gonna make that push. Like, I don't really care for the underdog storyline. Even the underdog storyline that 1 year, bro, you have LeBron James. There shouldn't be an underdog storyline for LeBron James.
Yeah, but I'm just going back to the Lakers and the standard Kobe has talked about in many, because people, it's crazy how like the more time goes by, people try to erase something and act like it never existed. There was a standard when you put on these jerseys. Like nobody ever pressed Shaquille O'Neal until he came to the Lakers. It's the same thing like the Knicks. Like nobody ever talked about Mikal Bridges' shot until he came to the Knicks. We're not saying the Knicks have that standard. We're saying there's certain expectations depending on where you go. The Lakers have a championship expectation. It's been slowly erased, I would say, in the last 6 to 7 years. And
since the death of the father.
And to believe it or not, these things could be erased very quickly, more than they could be built up.
Yeah.
It takes longer to build up these type of expectations.
Well, of course, because the demographics of the basketball and everything gets younger, right?
No, it's easy to lose. No, it's easy to lose.
What do you mean, bro? Like all these young players coming in, right? You think they're gonna give a fuck about the Lakers' prestige from the past?
No, we're not talking about that. I'm talking about the standard is easy to erase because it's easy to lose.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like the more they kind of like become a middle tier, like irrelevant team, the more the media landscape, everything will get younger. Like I don't really see a landscape where like media really gives a fuck about the Lakers. The reason why media still gives a fuck about the Lakers, the prestige and all this idea is because like a lot of people were alive when Kobe was playing. But now more and more younger generation that didn't watch Kobe, they didn't watch Kobe. They didn't really care for the Lakers back then. They were kids. They like now for them, the Warriors are more of a prestigious franchise than the Lakers.
No, they're not. It's not even close. It's not even close. Okay,
in a younger fan base, if I go to a college right now and ask these college kids, name me a basketball team. Name me a basketball team that's in your lifetime won championships, what team you think they're gonna tell me?
They're gonna say the Warriors, but that has nothing to do with prestige.
It's becoming like the Warriors are becoming prestigious at this
Yeah, but
rate.
okay, so the moment, the Bulls were prestige when they disappeared.
Yeah, they lost it.
Or probably this, the Miami Heat were prestige. They were making the finals every year with LeBron, and then as soon as LeBron
That's
left,
different though, because like Chicago, they dominated a decade, right? But me and you, we didn't watch Chicago Bulls growing up. We're used to Chicago Bulls being asked. So for us, it doesn't mean anything because we're not a part of that generation. Now, if I go up to someone who's 40, 50 years old and ask them about the Chicago Bulls, they're gonna talk about them similar how we talk about, like, I don't know, the San Antonio Spurs or Los Angeles Lakers, because of that idea of like, yo, these guys, this was a big deal franchise. But if I go to like a younger high school kid and ask them about the Chicago Bulls, they're gonna tell me who gives a fuck. Maybe they know like Zach LaVine, maybe. So I think like as the demographics get younger, you're gonna see a lot more of a change mindset of how younger audience views the team.
True, because because some of these friends, you're right, that does happen because the Patriots, believe it or not, they used to suck. Looking back in the history, the Patriots were one of the worst. They were like the Clippers. They were like the Pelicans in the NBA right now.
Yeah,
they had the same reputation, but now they're winning. They have a more prestigious kind of feel right now, even though Tom Brady is no longer there.
and Belichick's no longer there. But like, look at the San Antonio Spurs. Nobody gave a fuck about the Spurs up until like Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili. Now we view them prestigious because of that one era, right? But if let's say we have like another 2 eras of sucking, who's really gonna give a shit about the San Antonio Spurs? That's my point. Like, as the fan base gets younger, right, you're just gonna see a change of mindset. Like, sure, those who like to read history books.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Because the NBA audience is different. But just looking at it globally, I never seen. I don't know how the Yankees' mindset never changed. The fans still expect championships.
Well, the Yankees
United
have been relevant since forever, man. I remember growing up, the Derek Jeter.
Yeah, but they haven't won a championship in like 12 years, and people.
But they always been competitive.
Yeah, but you know, even
they gave us a run of their money. Like the Yankees may not win, but they'll always be like they'll always form a good enough team. Let's say the Lakers suck for the next 5 years, right? Next 6 years. The older generation, Stephen A. Smith, they're gonna talk about it. But you think like these young upcoming kids are gonna care? Fuck no, they're just gonna look at new toys.
Yeah, but again, those kids got nothing to do with it. The thing is, it's about that franchise and what they're the ones that set the standard. It's almost like the Yankees. The Yankees, part of them winning, it represents big New York. You know, we're on top of the world, like Scarface. That's what winning represents. It's not necessarily all about the winning. It's really what it represents. Top of the world, number one, for the number one place. It's the same thing in LA. The Lakers set a standard which could easily, like you said, it could easily be erased. Especially now in the past couple of years, it could be erased. But remember, there's a fan base that still exists. And, you know, the team still kind of lives according to that standard still. Even though they haven't been winning, they still kind of live according to that standard because what's their mantra? Who wouldn't want to be a Laker?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But you think like that when you're number one. You don't think like that if you suck. You don't think like that.
I think slowly and surely it'll go away. Like I do not see a world where like okay, if you open a history book, you'll care about the Lakers, fine. But like you're telling me like these young high school kids who are like, if they watch the Lakers suck their whole life, they're not gonna be like, yo, this is the team I want to be.
Nah, man. The Lakers for LA, they raised the banner too many times. It's almost like, man, what's something that's embedded into a city? It's like because you have to say certain markets in America,
LA think that they're embedded.
LA thinks that, but that there's a difference though. LA and New York, they think that they're number one anyway. That's how that. There's a culture of that. That's the standard. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like it don't matter if the Yankees lose for the next 20 years,
bro. Look at city population. Because of the city population, they'll always review themselves as like number one.
No. What I'm saying is that
culture.
The team is embedded. That culture is embedded into. It's almost like the Steelers. like hardworking, blue collar. Even if all the factories get shipped out, that blue collar vibe. Same thing for the Buffalo Bills. It's not gonna disappear. It's not gonna disappear. It's built into the branding of the team. Like the Raiders. The Raiders went to Vegas and they still brand themselves as rebels.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm talking about. That type of branding.
But I don't know. NFL branding is way different than NBA branding.
But these brandings don't really have to do with NFL. It's with the teams. They chose to almost embed themselves inside the city. Like LA. It's almost like LA taking the Lakers away from Hollywood, saying that there's no Showtime, there's no celebrities in the front row. No, the Lakers are embedded with Hollywood. Hollywood people think like, yo, let's go to the Laker game. It's a thing to do.
Same way the Knicks are embedded with the stock market. It's just what it is.
But some of these franchises are embedded with winning and representing number one city, number one place to be. New York, LA, that's what winning means to these like that's how these franchises embedded themselves with winning. For the Yankees and for the Lakers, they've done that. We're number one. We're the number one place to be. We got all the Hollywood stars. We got Showtime. We're number one. The Lakers that's their branding. That's what it means. The Lakers, that's what the Lakers mean.
But only a rare few of those teams. I think the Warriors, you could put the same thing as branding. That's Silicon Valley.
Yeah, but there's people don't expect the Warriors are not a franchise that have winning expectations.
Bro, what do you mean? Like, you don't think these upcoming generations will now expect the Warriors? Like, every Warriors fan base at this point is spoiled. They will want another like Warriors championship.
But they're really not spoiled. What have the Warriors been giving them? They won one championship.
What has the Warriors been giving them?
They've won one championship in the last 6 years.
Bro, not a lot of franchises win championships. So as the Lakers have won one championship for the past since 2010.
Well, how many championships did they have before that?
Before that, they had plenty. But we're talking about overtime. Like, I don't know how you can't give like the Lakers breathing room, but you can give I don't know how you can give the Lakers breathing room, but not like the Warriors. Because the Lakers spent like almost 40 years plus embedding themselves with winning, while the Warriors only did it for they did it sporadic. They did it in a 10-year span, but they did it for 2 years in a row. Then there was one. It was never it's almost like the Bulls. The Bulls don't really, it's almost like a nostalgia of winning for that franchise, but they were a shit franchise before and they've been a shit franchise afterwards. But the Lakers have never really been like that. They've been winning pretty fairly consistently. What about San Antonio?
People don't think about winning when they look at San Antonio.
Come on, man.
Wait, hold on. Put it like this, man. Let me ask you a question, because I've traveled, right? And this certain jerseys I've seen all the time. Lakers, Yankees, Manchester United. I've seen those jerseys no matter where I go, I see those jerseys. Because those places have represented being number one. Number one. They represent being number one. There's certain things that represent subconsciously. They in the last I would say X amount of years, they represent being number one. And the Lakers logo, the Yankees logo, like the Yankees hat, the Lakers jersey, the Manchester United jersey, it represents something. And it's success in being number one. Those things are synced into those franchises have done a great job with syncing that in to their branding.
They're sports empires.
Exactly, but they've represented who doesn't want to wear a hat or a jersey from the number one empire?
Everyone does, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They've synced themselves with being a number one thing. It doesn't have to be just being number one. They're on top of the world. They're number one.
Yeah.
They've had owners that have taken pride with being on top of the world, standing on top of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a reason why you see the owners in the pictures with the trophies.
But you don't think as decades pass, right? Let's say Genie Bus remains another few years. At this rate, do you think that prestige, not the historical prestige, because the Roman Empire has prestige, right? But nobody thinks the Roman Empire is still the global empire of the world. We still watch movies of the Roman Empire. People read about the Roman Empire. Christianity came out of the Roman Empire. We can all agree on that. But like, but over time, we just kind of look at it as a fondly of a historical thing where new empires are always going to form. That's just how I see it with the Lakers. Is right now you're seeing the old empire kind of die off with the Lakers, and you're going to see a new empire form. Like, all right, let me ask you this: if Jim Buss was still the owner of the Lakers, LeBron would at least have 2 championships. Anthony Davis would at least have 2 championships. Come on, bro. I mean, we've seen like superstars with lesser talent win championships under the LeBron Anthony Davis era.
If Jerry Buss was running the ship, maybe. But at the end of the day, the franchises that they're working on. Let's say LeBron was drafted by the Lakers. Championships was the
then we're talking about
right?
LeBron, the greatest. Yeah, of course. Because then we talk about LeBron being the greatest Laker ever. And if LeBron doesn't achieve a championship with the Lakers, he could achieve 50 million MVPs, defensive players. We don't give a shit. If he never wins a championship for that franchise, it doesn't matter. He underachieved. Like if we're talking about draft all the way up, if he stayed in one franchise.
Now, my only thing is that when he joined Cleveland, I always say there was never an expectation from that city on him. It was him tatting the chosen one when he was younger, saying he's chasing the number 1 spot.
When he wore the 23, when he was wearing the 23, he was getting the Nike commercials. You know what I mean? Like he changed kind of the expectations around
especially Cleveland. Sure. He's in Cleveland. But the thing is, let's say he never got no chosen one tatted in his back. Let's say he's just a regular number 1 pick, and he's just like, I made the NBA. Hopefully, I do good. I'm gonna work my ass off. I'm gonna see what I could do. Now, let's say he got drafted to the Lakers, right? With that same vibe.
Yeah.
The Lakers franchise, because the way they've been branded and the way they've been operating, is going to put that championship expectation right on his ass. That's the 100%. Difference. That's the difference. LeBron's GOATness and greatness expectation was put on himself in Cleveland. The Cleveland fan base was never ever putting that on him. Him himself created that. The greatness commercials off ripping his rookie year. Those,
and even in Miami when he was talking about winning 7 championships, he created that.
Exactly. It's him that's doing that. Now the difference is, if he went to New York with D Wade and Bosh or whatever, and he said he doesn't have to say I'm gonna win 4, 5, 6. No, New York automatically expects that. If he went to LA automatically expects that. Boston, he doesn't have to do a parade saying that. They automatically expect that. Miami is still gonna turn up and party, whether he does that or not. They're not. It's not a basketball place.
No, it's a football city.
Yeah. So, but if he went to LA, he doesn't have to tell anybody, I gotta win 4 or 5. No, nigga, like they expect you to win 4, 5, 6 anyway.
Yeah, they want it.
But that's what I'm saying, because they're synced into being the overall number 1. That's what their logo represents.
Yeah. No, even till this, like same with Anthony Davis, the expectation was always like, oh, you're a former number 1 pick. All right, let's win a championship now.
Mm-hmm. What did Jay-Z say? I made the Yankee. Well, he just said it as a bar, but it's a dope bar. Yeah. He said I made the Yankee hat more famous than a Yankee can. Right? But the Yankee hat, if you look at what it represents, it's the number 1 place in the world, in the number 1 country, and the champions above everything. Like it's the ultimate like winner. It's a Yankee. Like the hat, everywhere you go, it's people that they don't even speak English and they're wearing the hat. The hat represents something. It represents, like, it doesn't, forget the city. It's representing being the number 1. It's number 1. Like certain franchises, they've done a beautiful job sinking themselves into being the number 1. And the Lakers is one of the places that have always done it. That have always done it. Boy, hold on. I'm gonna show you that sentiment right here, because you're gonna hear Snoop Dogg talk about the whole Bronny James shit. Just take a listen right here.
Let's get to your Lakers, Snoop. We got some concerns. The Lakers rookie had the best showing of his short professional career, posting a game-high 30 points in the G League as the South Bay Lakers fell on the road last night. He's now averaging 14 points, 3.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists across 4 G League games overall. That is Bronny James. Snoop, is this a breakout performance for Bronny?
I think it's experience. There's no such thing as breakout in the G League. Come on now, quit playing with me. That's the experience, you know what I'm saying? You getting experience and you getting some know-how to how to have that killer instinct, you know, with guys that's more your level. But when you get to the big game, them little dudes over there not gonna be playing in that NBA game, but it's good work, it's good, you know, information, and it's teaching him how to actually attack because I see he attacks now because he's getting more run, you're getting more playing time. You actually get to get on the floor. But I think that we need to make some changes, man. Like, we brought back the exact same team from last year. No disrespect, but that ain't gonna cut it. We need to make some moves and move some people around and place, you know, make some adjustments. Like, Genie, what's the dude name? What's
Rob Pelinka?
Yeah, hello. Where you at? What you doing? Come on, man. Make some moves, some adjustments. There's some people out there that we can have on our squad. And you just got to make the decision that it's time to make that move because as Laker fans, y'all on the clock.
Now you hear that sentiment? You hear that sentiment? Like that's what I'm talking about. Like and it's across generations. It's not in LA itself. It's across generations. Same thing in New York. When it comes to the Yankees, across generations from kids to adults, they feel the same way. You can't just say, oh, you know, oh, he's hitting a bunch of home runs, but we're just missing the playoffs. They'd be like, yeah, but what about the playoffs? We have to be in it, or we're not in it.
Yeah.
Damn, that was a waste. Like that's the mind. Like these franchises have built this into their fan base, and it's across generations. Like when people have kids and then they're raising their kids to watching the game, they actually set those expectations. Like, oh no, they got to be over here. Like they let their kids know, like this is a winning team. LA is the same way with the Lakers. Being a Laker means being number one. To them, they're the number one city in America. And they're number one above everybody. They have a number one mindset. It's a number one mindset. Like that's the thing. These places have number one mindsets. They don't have number twos. LeBron is from Cleveland. He's bringing a number two culture into a number one mindset place. It doesn't. It's a weird thing, man. It's a very weird thing. In my lifetime, I never thought I would see the Lakers be a franchise that's like kind of happy to like be losing. It's weird. It's a weird thing, man. There's a lot of celebrations. It's a lot of celebrating with the Lakers in the past few years, and for what? They've been in the play-in. Like, come on, what are we talking about?
Dude, you saw a celebration over like JJ Redick having like good first 5 games.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw the celebration of Talen Horton-Tucker being celebrated, bro. I'm not gonna lie, like the Lakers are like a fallen empire at this point, man. Like, I love the Lakers. Don't get me wrong. Like, I have these high expectations for the Lakers too. But come on, I just don't see a world where you could have high expectations for the Lakers as you could do in the past. Like since the LeBron era, I've had high expectations. Like LeBron has lived up to his expectations as a Laker. He won a championship. He's gonna get his jersey retired. Anthony Davis is gonna get his jersey retired. But like you look at it, man. Like outside of 2020, we haven't seen like them even sniff a top 3 seed since.
Yeah, since God knows when, but I don't know, man. That COVID championship is cool. The Laker fans, you know, they're like, okay, we won that. You know, it's cool, but you know, for them, it's not like it's not really as they don't rank it as high as people think. Like it's not the same. It's not the same.
I can't rank it above the 2010 Celtics Lakers championship. I can't rank it above that. I can't rank it above any Magic Johnson championships. It's hard for me to rank it. Even like the Shaq, he had a very he was just so dominant. He had an easy time destroying the New Jersey Nets and the Indiana Pacers, those teams. But even his championship, bro, it held weight because of how dominant he was in the finals. Like we'll never see a player dominate in the finals like that ever again.
Yeah, it's just been kind of weird, man. We just seen, the COVID ring. We've seen an in-season tournament banner hang up. We've seen Bronny James, who everyone knows doesn't really qualify to be in the league, be celebrated.
Bro, Talen Horton-Tucker was like.
We see Jokic sweeping this team, and then guys are still. It's weird, man. It's a weird. The Lakers keep getting swept by Jokic, and there's barely any changes. So
there's no resistance to it, bro. Look at the league right now. Look at all the top teams that won a championship. The Lakers and Celtics probably the only one that you could say was a dynasty winning a championship, right? But who have we seen win championships or like top 3 seeds? Like Memphis Grizzlies don't have a history of winning anything, really. The Rockets, Oklahoma City, the Rockets had 2 cool championships. The Oklahoma City Thunder is a newer franchise. Same with Memphis. The Nuggets, Toronto Raptors, Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, but
Nobody really thinks of them winning a championship. But if you read a history book, like 1970s, they won a championship. But other than that, nobody thinks of Milwaukee Bucks as champions. But like you just see like a new, like I said, new era ushering in where people are like, yo, the Milwaukee Bucks, that's the winning franchise. Despite like them only winning 2 championships after 40 years?
yeah, they don't again, they don't have to, no one has to. I think dynasty is going to be harder to come by, but just being competitive, man. This stuff from the Lakers, it's not being competitive, man. It's entertainment
It's
based.
mediocrity. Like I think the Lakers, I think even some of the fan base kind of accepted it. Cause I remember Tally Horton Tucker, man. I know I keep bringing him up for whatever reason, but bro, the fact people are insistent on keeping Tally Horton Tucker, hyping him up to be what he isn't, I was like, come on, man. You can't tell me this is a franchise that won't hosted LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Not even forget LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kobe, Shaq, Magic, Bird, just such big names, and they're just fine with Tally Horton Tucker and not willing to entertain him in anything. I was like, this is a fucking joke.